It has been an epic week of reveals, tragedies, and episodes that seem almost like it's the season finale already, but it's not. The adventure is just ramping up, and we're going to chat about it right now on Super Chat. Well, hello everyone, it's Just Jess here, and we're at Super Chat. And you may recognize some of the people with me, or you may not, because we have with us two of our cosplayers. We have Flash and Green Arrow, and then we have Megan, who's a cosplayer as well, but she has not cosplayed for us. But if you've been to any of our events, you may have seen Ron and Jonathan, or you probably didn't know you saw them, because when they're in character, they are in character. But you can go to our WCCB Charlotte.com Facebook page and check out all of their pictures, and you can find them. In the Dusk series, they do a whole lot more than just cosplay with us. They have, first of all, the Dusk series going on, and then you have Batman Never Dies, and you have Red Doll cosplay, so much. So let me introduce you to all of them. This is Ron Rossman. He's the author, director, and you are are you the brainchild behind the Dusk series? And so far, tell us about what's been going on with the series and where to find it.
Okay, so we want to do something groundbreaking. So we are doing a completely live action horror, dark comedy action series called Dusk Series that shows just on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So if you go to our page, facebook.com/Dusk Series, our first live episode is this Sunday at 7 p.m. And then we have a full broadcast schedule on there because we're going to have a total of 13 live episodes.
Okay, so they're all live. So
all of them live.
The prologue that's up there now, that's
the only one pre-recorded.
Ooh,
and the reason we did that is because we had to do a voiceover.
Okay.
And doing a voiceover and trying to make it live, it just looked...
Be a lot.
Yeah. It looked
because you did the voiceover, right? Yes.
I did do the voiceover.
Megan Rogers is the lead actress in the Dusk series, and you also do Red Doll cosplay. Tell us about being in this series.
Being in this series has been a blast so far, and I get to play this really cool character, you know, a sorceress named Mal, and she has a very big attitude problem.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
She's just all kinds of attitude, pure attitude.
Pure attitude. But she's got a cool Stang, a cool Mustang.
Oh, yeah. She's got a cool ride.
And so she is, is she a Nocturne? Or we don't know yet?
So basically, Nocturnes encompass the entire mortal realm. So that Mal is actually a resurrected witch.
Okay.
But you don't use the word witch because she takes offense to that. And she works now for a group called the Bureau, which monitors and patrols and supervises all the Nocturnes.
Okay.
And so she's a lead detective, and she ends up investigating a murder that opens the door to this really ominous kind of thing. So she's got to ally herself with vampires and vampire hunters and werewolves to find out what's going on and face an evil that she may not be able to defeat. All the while, she starts to remember things about her past. Okay. And so she kind of has a crisis of identity.
Interesting. Kind of reminds me a little bit of on Legends of Tomorrow last year, the Hawk.
Yeah,
she remembers. Yeah. And Jonathan, you are also part of the series, but you also have something else you're working on.
Yeah, well, for the Dusk series, I'm doing the director of photography, so I'm making sure all the shots line up so it gives the audience the best view of Ron's ideas.
Okay.
So Ron tells the actors where to go, what to do, and then me and Tyler, the cinematographer, get together, look at what Ron's doing and say, let's do that. Hey, Ron, look at this. And then he'll say yes or no, and we'll readjust everything. So when we go live, the audience gets to see everything amazing.
Very cool, yeah.
I also do the stunt choreography for it and write all the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
I want to do like a Supergirl workout. Cool.
Yeah, and then, as you said, I'm also doing my own independent film, Batman Never Dies.
Yes.
And I released the trailer for that this last weekend at NomaCon in Savannah. You can find that on my website or my Facebook page.
Devil May Care, C&D.
CNP. It's Devil May Care Cosplay and Productions. So it's devilmaycarecndp.com.
Okay, make sure you check it out. This is a pretty cool trailer.
Thank you.
I mean, the suits you guys make are very spot on. It's pretty amazing. I mean, they actually had the ones made that they wear as Flash and Arrow, but this Batman one, it's looking sleek.
If I can lift that a little.
You can see it. We killed Supergirl.
Oh dear.
But look at that. I mean, how do you not know if it's like the big cinema thing or if Jonathan did? You can't tell. I think it looks really accurate.
The bat suit there, I actually got with a friend of mine at Avenged Cosplay named Matt Cook. And over a couple of months, we discussed the concept of the suit, what we needed it to do,
Yes.
and the fact that I will be doing full stunts in it.
man.
So it needs to be flexible, it needs to be movable. All of the armor pieces are solid armor.
Yeah.
But they're independent of each other, so I can still move.
Huh,
So
I
I
need
have
that.
the
Just for like driving to work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that, Michael Keaton kind of
Not the
armored
nipple
suit
suit.
look. Not the
You
nipple
don't
suit.
want
no.
the Clooney nipple suit.
No, I don't need those kind of fans.
Yeah.
But so it's got the armored suit, but it has the flexibility of the Batflex suit.
Yes.
So I can do all of the flips and rolls and things in it. And
Wow.
while I was at Savannah this weekend, we put it on, and I just had some fun at the house with it. And then the Joker costume, my mother-in-law and my wife built a lot of my fabric costumes.
Yes.
And they just built me an entire tux from
They're
the ground up.
talented.
Yeah, they're the
They're
ones that actually
amazing.
built the Arrow costume from the fuzzy picture that I got from you.
Yes, and they did such a great job of it. So if you want to check out Dusk series or the new Batman Never Dies, make sure you find them. We will be showing your the addresses, but
Yeah.
Devil May Care C and P, or go to the Dusk series on Facebook to make sure you find all. It's really cool. I watched the prologue. I'm interested to see how it goes. I like it. This is a big endeavor, a live series. I'm excited for you guys.
I'm really looking forward to season 5. Because
Yes.
that's when the English vampire shows up.
Okay, we gotta get far in. We're on season 1 right now.
Episode
One step
5.
at a time.
Sorry,
One step at a
episode.
time. But
Yeah,
he's
we have-
ahead of he's planned.
And I'm just
Working
thinking about the
Ron's
second
actually got
episode.
Yeah.
Ron's actually got
6
6
seasons
seasons
planned.
planned.
Wow.
So we
that's
have
like
6 seasons planned
you're
out.
doing better than like probably some of the CW shows. We want to give a special shout out to somebody you guys know on Facebook, Lance Osficer and the Flash discussion group. There also is a Supergirl discussion group, an Arrow discussion group, and DC Legends of Tomorrow. There's actually a whole bunch more, and there are tens of thousands of people in all these groups. Actually, some of the show stars are members, so check it out for memes, trivia, all kinds of fun stuff. They're always posting, and that's where I go to chat Flash or Supergirl. There's lots of fun stuff on there. We had the question of the week this week, and the Flash Facebook group actually really helped out with over like 100-something people responded. The big question of the week, and I want to hear your thoughts. This is a great sibling rivalry. Who is your favorite sibling duo on either the Flash, Arrow, or Supergirl? We've got Ollie and Thea, Kara and Alex, Wally and Iris, and then Wally and his kind of brother, I think they're brothers, Barry. No, their parents not get married, but they're kind of brothers. My vote was, I thought Kara and Alex had a very big week. What do you think?
It was very emotional.
Yeah?
It was very much a sisterly fight.
Do you think they're the big duo, though?
I wouldn't say the big duo,
No.
but they definitely showed that whole sister rivalry, and then,
But what
how they
about
both-
like Laurel and Sarah?
That's what somebody else said. Yeah, Laurel and Sarah. I totally left them out because they're not on
Well,
it right now.
they're not really in there.
I think
both
with
not.
Kara and Alex, as far as siblings, they had the biggest rift because of the finding of the father.
Yes.
And
yeah.
also with the evolution of Alex's character, going from kind of a solitary figure, and now becoming in a relationship with Maggie.
Yes.
Her entire dynamic has changed.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a very vulnerable son of Alex we didn't see in the first season. So
Yeah.
you're seeing a lot of dynamics between them, which we never saw in the first season. So
It's
they have a
very
pretty
realistic.
good rivalry going on. And as you know, Alex let her father go, which ended up creating a huge problem
Yeah.
for everyone. So I think
Ooh,
that's still going to have ramifications
John
too.
gave her a little test. So on Facebook, over 100 people voted in, and it was kind of an overwhelming landslide that Thea and Ollie are the favorite. And here are some of what everybody said. We had another, Shanal said, what about Sarah and Laurel? So he agrees with you, Megan. Dominique said, Alex and Kara are super cute, but Ollie and Speedy for life, bro. Joe said Ollie and Thea. Kumar said Iris and the kind of bro, Barry, which that wasn't one of the options either, but I like that. But then if we bring that really into sibling land, then let's be okay that the engagement ended. Sandeep said he would like to say Speedy and Ollie are the best siblings. I agree. I think they're cool, but I like how, as he was saying, they kind of fight it out. I think that's very realistic. Brett said, how can you answer this? It's like asking what your favorite child is. But he would say Kara and Alex if he had to pick. And then Michaela said A all the way, which was Speedy and Ollie. So Speedy and Ollie win, which I was surprised by.
I was too, because Thea has been almost absent
Yes.
from the last 3 or 4 episodes, and I thought of all the people they would pick, it would be Barry and Wally because they've had nothing but
and they got
butting
like
heads.
nothing. They got literally. I wrote down C is number. They have one hash and one.
And Savitar took advantage of that. He actually took
One vote.
advantage of that rivalry to get Wally to throw the last part of the stone into the Speedforce.
Yeah.
If you're looking at previous seasons, then definitely the Thea and Ollie. Because when Ollie came back, you know, and she was still on the drugs,
Yes.
that was very much a Big Brother moment coming in. And then when
And the bloodlust. Was she the bloodlust too?
when Malcolm took over her mind, you know, they had that whole thing going on, and Ollie trying to get back at her, and then she's, you know, so they've had that.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not there as much. So if you're looking at it now, then definitely the Barry and Wally. But if you're looking at
but no
past
one voted
seasons,
for that.
Yeah.
So you say Barry and Wally. You say Laurel and Sarah. You say.
I'm going to go with Kara and Alex only
Okay.
because of the whole storyline with the father coming back.
I think Kara and Alex. I thought they were the strongest duo. I think they're kind of very well written. Supergirl, I think, is maybe the strongest of these shows currently. They just seem to have everything together right now. They're doing a really good job with Supergirl. But The Flash had a huge week this week. This episode, it was kind of dark and it almost seemed like a season finale.
Oh, yeah.
So Savitar is back. And as we saw on the show, don't watch this if you haven't seen it because this is all spoilers. But essentially, he had all along been trying to lure Wally in so he could trade places with him, get him into the Speedforce. He knew if he made him fast enough, he could open up a portal into the Speedforce. This episode touched a lot on those prophecies that Savitar had said earlier in the season. So one of you will betray the group, one of you will fall, and one of you will meet a fate worse than death. So it appears, it appears that Wally has met that fate worse than death. It appears that Caitlin has betrayed the group by keeping a chunk of the Philosopher's Stone. But who will fall? Do you think it's still Iris?
well, they almost made it Joe with the Gorilla Grodd episode.
Almost, yes.
They hinted at that, and in the future prophecies, when you look at the stuff on the board, it says the city honor Joe.
Right.
And normally they do that either for a huge collar or a fall in the line of duty.
Right, but it was still before Savitar kills whoever, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think he dies in between?
That's what I'm
Trying
wondering.
to get Wally back?
I
know.
I still don't think the
I don't
prophecies are
want Iris
fulfilled.
to die.
I don't want anyone to die.
I think they're throwing us a curveball.
Yes.
I think Flash has never been that evident.
Yeah.
And so I think they're still throwing us a curveball. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen with each character. But it's going to be interesting to see because every character is so well loved.
Yes.
Whoever dies is going to have an impact, which I think is incredible. Because
Yeah.
I mean, normally in these shows
There's always
kill off
one.
like a B character, a red shirt, he's gone.
And even Julian, he's kind of the B, but we love him.
And he's forming a relationship with Caitlin.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with Julian or HR getting.
You're okay with it.
I like Harrison.
Yeah, you like, okay, so you like Earth 2 Harrison Wells
Yeah.
better? Okay. I kind of like HR. A question, though. Has he ever actually drummed anything? He's carrying the
drumsticks.
He
Yes.
hasn't actually invented anything either, so
Yeah,
it's kind of a
he's
continuum
not
with
doing
him.
anything
Yeah.
except for kind of helping Wally, and now that's moot. I don't know. Barry this season though, I have a question for you though. Has he become more obnoxious this year?
No, he's about as obnoxious as he's always been.
You think he's always been obnoxious? She's offended.
I think they've.
I'm offended. Don't
Meg,
say
What
this
I like
about my
about Barry
Barry.
is they really evolved him as a character because at first he was the do-gooder, and now he's making bad decisions based off of good intentions.
Yes.
So his character is maturing and becoming something more well-rounded.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's more obnoxious. I think he's more real. I mean, that's why people think he's more obnoxious because we're obnoxious.
True.
But in the
That is a
superhero
good
world,
point.
you're supposed to be kind of pristine and black and white.
Yes.
But I think that his character, of all the shows, his character has advanced the most. If you compare Oliver's all over the board. You don't
Yeah.
know where he's at. But Barry is, and in fact, the best writing for Oliver was on the crossover. That's when we
Yes.
actually saw the Arrow we all loved.
Right. There's every now and then a glimmer of Ollie as a human. Just him liking Susan so much is a glimmer of Ollie as a human. I don't get why he likes her so much. That hasn't been developed at all. But every now and then when you see him like kind of joke with her, I mean, because he is so much the Arrow all the time. Like he needs a pina colada and a beach.
He needs to chill.
He needs to chill.
That's what the doctor said when he had the concussion in the
Right.
hospital, is you need someone there by your side. And he made the joke, so you're prescribing me a girlfriend?
Who thought that he was going to pick up the phone and dial Felicity?
Nah,
None of you?
that one was dumb.
I think, that was the biggest. I hate the way they completely
would've been okay
train
with
wrecked
Felicity coming back.
So
Yeah,
I
I
think
loved
they train
Felicity.
wrecked it, and at
They
this point,
did.
I think the fans now have actually turned against. I mean, there's still some diehards, but overall, I think the fans have turned against that.
Over
I think they're
Felicity.
more interested in him getting together with Dinah now
Yes.
and reconnecting the Black Canary, especially with Rebirth,
Okay,
because that's now connected them together again.
Okay, I was gonna say in the comics, are they always kind of a duo? Are they always kind of?
And
They
Rebirth
have
has
their
brought
on
them
and
back.
off.
Okay.
Ollie and Dinah, they've always kind of had their on and off relationships, but they usually always come back.
Okay.
Well, that was one of the, even in the older cartoon series, like the Justice League, Justice League Unlimited, the way Batman got the Green Arrow involved was took him up to the Watchtower, walked him around. Ollie kept saying no, kept saying no, kept saying no, walked past the training area, and there's Black Canary getting changed. He goes, yeah, I'm in.
That's all it takes. And that's very true to his character.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Susan thing. I don't understand that. But speaking of relationships, the whole engagement with Barry and Iris, do you think that... Just give me your opinion on her taking off the ring.
I thought it was disingenuous. I think that when you're in love with somebody, you want to protect them.
Yeah.
And I think it took a little bit away from the whole plot line of him trying to save her, and you think she would have said, I know he loves me, but he's trying to keep this from happening.
Yeah.
But you knew it was going to happen. It was just too easy for it not to happen.
Yeah.
So,
I think she's still worried that she is going to die.
Yeah.
And with everything he's tried to do to stop that from happening,
no worse.
he's given her the ring, and she's thinking it's just as another, way to stop it.
Prevention.
Yes.
She doesn't want him to,
Right.
have to lose the person he's supposed to be marrying.
And she said, she made a really good point of saying, we're always going to have this push and pull. You're doing this out of fear. Fear was a big theme in this episode. Barry had a great line at the end of the episode where he said, fear makes us do a lot of things we shouldn't, but fear is the reason for all of this. So I'm thinking that's going to play into somehow how they end up defeating Savitar. Who do you think Savitar is?
Well, I'm still going with the fan theory that's out there based on the badly placed comma when he says,
Grammar.
I am the future Flash.
Yes.
He puts emphasis on the word Flash.
Yeah.
He's not saying a name, he's making a point.
That's what a lot of people picked up on
And
that.
earlier on, when he went back and talked to Jay about Savitar, Jay did say he's the first speedster.
Yeah.
And the first speedster we are aware of was Barry.
Right.
So is it Barry that's just messed with timelines too many times?
And turned into this evil
And
being.
that makes sense because he talks about being tortured and so forth. Everything that Barry did in Flashpoint was basically torturing himself. Everything he's doing now.
Yeah.
So Barry is his own worst enemy, and that would be a really cool kind of
And the
paradox.
future-
Yeah.
The future Flash story in the comics is after the death of Wally.
Yes.
Barry comes back in time to try and save Wally, but ends up killing Wally and turns evil. And he has the blue lightning when he's the future Flash.
Yes.
And Wally has just disintegrated into the Speedforce, which he's done several times in the comics and in Young Justice.
And did you notice that there was almost an identical screenshot probably to a lot of comics, but from the new DC Rebirth, when Wally is getting sucked into the Speedforce,
Yep.
it was almost like the same
a nod to
frame.
that.
It was like Jeff Johns was in the editing
It
room.
also would make sense
when they did
making
it.
Savitar.
That right there.
Savitar is such an extreme costume.
Yes.
I mean, he's not like any other speedster we've had. He looks like a mix between Sauron and Megatron. And I think that that's the perfect way to hide if it is a future Flash.
You guys need to
That'd
do
be
a
the way to go.
Savitar
So,
costume.
How about
Yeah.
you?
a lot of
I want to
LEDs.
see a lit up. I think, give me your professional cosplay opinion. Some of these shots actually look like it is a guy in a suit, not just all
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them you can definitely tell it's a guy in a suit.
That lights up.
Well, if you look at the
That
way the
suit.
paint's sitting on it, it looks like it's formed EV foam.
Okay.
And if it is, it's ridiculously lightweight, and from
Really?
from certain angles it'll look great.
Inside track.
Yeah, and that's why I think they went with. If you notice when he first came out, he looked like he was just completely robotic. But in these last few episodes, you are seeing more of a form, more of a humanoid looks, and I wonder if they're
Yes.
doing that to kind of soften it, so that when they do reveal it, people aren't going to go, "Well, he was so robotic before. How all of a sudden it's just a suit?"
That's a good point.
So-
That's a good point. Humanizing him.
Yep.
Because he's somebody. I don't know if he's going to be a blast from the past, which we're going to see in this next episode. A lot of familiar faces from the past. Another question for you: is Caitlin doomed to never find love? Because she's developing this kind of a romance with Julian. But Julian also seems like he may be that throwaway character for the end of the season.
Well, she hasn't had much luck so far.
No,
No,
sure
not
hasn't.
at all.
And I think that
I know.
I think that should be a continuing story arc for her.
Yeah.
Because if she finds love, she'll end up doing something stupid. She'll go kill a Frost again.
Yes.
And then she'll blame everyone else.
Yep.
And then we'll get that Vibe versus Killer Frost scene that they alluded to way back.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point. We don't know where that scene is leading.
Yeah.
Which, there already has kind of been a Vibe versus Killer Frost
There
fight,
has.
but it's not been like really epic.
Right.
But as we pointed out in the last Super Chat we were in, when you saw that, she was in the Killer Frost
And
costume.
he was in full Vibe.
And he was in full Vibe.
Yeah.
But when we saw them interact the last time, when she was trying to kill Barry, they were in regular clothing. They weren't in the costumes.
Yeah.
So
And I
that
read
is
an
yet to
article
happen.
that Ronnie is coming back.
Yes.
So could that be the trigger that moves her into the, as the headline says, into full Killer Frost mode, where somehow a glimpse of Ronnie returns and pushes over the edge?
Right.
So-
Well, we will see more of Ronnie next week. Let's take a look at the trailer for next week's episode.
I'm gonna find Wally. I'm gonna get him back to infinity and beyond.
The Speedforce is a little bit of a crazy place.
Whatever hell Wally's trapped in, I'm gonna set him free.
Never the hero, huh, Barry? Not learning your lesson, Barry. Leave while you still can. Please. Every marathon has a finish line.
Well, that's creepy music.
That was very creepy.
They've been doing that for a couple of weeks with that kind of
Yeah.
weird
Ominous,
kind of feel. Yeah,
creepy
ominous.
music.
Yeah.
Well, last time he was in the Speed Force, it was all well and good and everything was peaceful.
But
He just had to
creepy.
chase down the shadow.
Yeah.
This time they're going full creep mode with it.
It's full creep mode.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of creepy the last time I was in the Speed Force just because it was so pristine, and that makes it kind of creepy because that's not natural on the show. And
Yeah.
I liked that Kevin Smith had directed that last one
Yeah.
with the dinosaur, the book about I don't remember the book about the dinosaur. That was cool. So I am looking forward to seeing Eddie back. I still think he should play some bigger role in this series because they set that character up with his death that he can come back. I say this literally every Super Chat, but I still think we're gonna see him as like Cobalt Blue or something.
Yeah.
I'm excited
I'd like
to see more of Snart.
Oh yeah, and
Yes,
Snark's back
because he's
too.
coming back as well.
Yes.
But I would very much like to see Ronnie come back as Deathstorm, which is
Oh.
what flips
Yeah.
Caitlin over.
Yeah, they really kind of dropped the ball on that when they did introduce him with.
That wasn't Deathstorm.
Well, yeah, they didn't do. I mean, he's a pretty amazing character, and they really kind of skidded by with that. So I
Right.
wish they would bring him back in full force. He'd be a great enemy.
Yeah.
For Flash, and would again throw Caitlin back into would she choose, which side would she choose?
That's true.
And as everyone knows, Killer Frost, I think, isn't she in the Justice League now? She went from Suicide Squad to Justice League. She's not a bad guy anymore. She's kind of an anti-hero.
I think that
remember.
one's Laura, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
It's
Will-
not Caitlin, it's Laura.
Will we see one of the main members of Team Flash go bad, kind of permanently? Do you think?
Not
yeah.
permanently.
Not permanently? You say yeah.
I think so.
Who do you think?
I would think Caitlin.
Okay. I would like to see at
mean,
least a long stint of that.
I would be upset about Caitlin going back because, she's always been there,
Yeah.
the support for Team
She's
Flash.
useful.
But
Yeah.
that would make a nice change of pace in the seasons.
Yeah, it would.
Have an entire season with Caitlin going bad and then trying to bring her back, rather
Be a
than Barry.
devastating blow.
It needs to something very different
That's why I
needs to
said they
happen.
bring Ronnie back. That'd be
Yeah.
a great
So
way to
far,
do
all
that.
we've done is speedsters.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
season, I don't want to just see another speedster. I don't want to see that. Arrow this season has had a decent villain, and we finally have been introduced to who this villain is. It's Adrian Chase is Prometheus. Who thought that was going to be the case? I did. Everyone's shaking their head
They
no.
were hinting at it, but I was hoping it wasn't.
We still don't know who the vigilante is. Did you think he was the vigilante?
Yeah, because he's in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's also there is a rumor that they're going to do the twin deal with Dorian being the vigilante and Adrian and working together or something of that
Twins.
nature.
Which would explain why he picked up the mask and, kind of pocketed it and walked away when
Yeah.
Black Canary picked it up.
Yes. I thought it was going to be him only because he's been so close and helpful to Ollie, and sometimes that's
But
like
that's a Flash plot line.
Yeah, I
Whoever's
know.
helping him the most is actually the bad
maybe
guy.
they're trained writers.
Well, I thought they were going to just do him as the vigilante and actually have Talia getting revenge for Raish.
I wanna see a girl
I would
villain.
have liked to see that because
Let's
Cupid
do
is
that.
disappointing.
Not, a
And
girl
Artemis
villain
was
who's like
too.
Yeah.
easily gets their butt kicked.
Yeah, they're all been like
Like
kind of
Cupid
whiny,
and-
annoying ones. Yeah, I
It would
wanna
have
see,
made
like, a
sense
real
too with
girl
Artemis's
villain.
betrayal if it was Talia.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a team up between two women.
Yeah.
Which would have been really cool. It would have been really
But
cool.
Talia was helpful to Arrow in the flashbacks. In which, what the one cool thing
Prior
from
to
her
her killing his father,
flashbacks.
though.
Oh yeah, true. But the one cool thing from the flashbacks was he wore the season 1 hood in this last episode. But I don't know what's going on in these flashbacks. I hope we get to a point soon. No idea who's who, what's happening.
I think the flashbacks in this season were purely to bring Dolph Lundgren in.
That's it. Yeah,
that was it. That one moment with Dolph Lundgren beating him up.
Yeah, I really hope they get out of that in season 6. I really they just do away with the flashbacks altogether.
Stephen Amell said they might do flash forwards to show his death and how it leads to his death.
That might be interesting.
Hints at that.
I don't want to see that.
I know, but I also don't want the show to go on well past its time.
Yeah,
because right now it hit its peak. I think season 2, 3.
I agree.
And I don't know. I think right now this is an okay season, but some things I think they threw in maybe too many characters. Although I do like Curtis. We had a lot of development with Curtis this episode with his they kept saying the T-balls or whatever, but his T-spears. Yeah. So he created these spears. I don't quite get them, but they help his character fight things.
They're kind of like Batman's utility belt.
And I know I said it before, but I'm still going to say the biggest problem with Curtis is the cornrows.
Yes.
He goes from major hair to cornrows in a car ride to an emergency.
His whole costume is bad. Yeah, I don't like, and he doesn't have a super speed, so we're really pushing.
It's kind of like the punching bag, unfortunately. I mean, the last episode with the quote-unquote sirens, they actually show a scene with them all kicking him on the ground. I thought, was that really necessary to just completely reduce him to just being the weakling of the group? So.
He is the weakling of the group, but he does, well, his strength is like Felicity's strength. He's the brain, the tech, And
you know, what I'm thinking is, with Felicity going to kind of the dark side, is he going to replace Felicity, and then she's going to go over to kind of something else?
So, do you think Felicity will go full dark? Do you think she's going to get...
I think she's capable of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if she would.
And she didn't listen to Diggle's argument.
I think that's what they're lining up for.
I think they have to.
She's going to go full delve into Helix, and then they're going to have to try and pull her out.
Her character's gotten stale. They have to do something extreme to get her back.
But it was awkward. This screenshot I picked because Oliver is coming at her. This girl, though, we have to remember, I mean, her and Oliver broke up. They still work together every day. Then he accidentally killed her boyfriend. And now he's asking her to, like, go get his girlfriend back. Come on, dude.
That's a little harsh.
It's harsh.
Well, to be fair, she did ask him to get her boyfriend back.
Yeah, but then he killed him.
Yeah.
Accidents happen.
I mean, I don't know. I thought that was rude, and I think that they're kind of overlooking. You could show a lot more of her feelings, I think. Yeah. And that could be more of a contributing reason to why she maybe goes full Helix.
The biggest problem has been since, as you said, midway through season 3 is the writing just fell apart. So Felicity has become the absolutely most conflicted character. One minute she's moral high road, the next minute she's doing everything she's accusing everyone else of. So I do think they need to make her go dark so they can kind of reboot her character, so to speak, and get her back onto that good side.
Right.
But the whole breakup of them and the whole way that worked out, it just was so slapshot.
Yeah.
After we waited, I mean, even when she walked out of the room after getting the device that allowed her to walk, I felt like that was so anticlimactic and it was so disappointing. Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah. They could do more to develop the emotions behind this character. But Ollie has gained a lot more trust in his team. I mean, there's a whole scene where he knew the vigilante was pretty much sniping.
Yeah, and he was saying,
I know my team.
5 months ago, I'd never expected you guys to be able to do this, and today you saved my life.
And they handled it. So do you think that his team will carry the mantle of the Green Arrow now that he has thrown Green Arrow under the bus to Star City?
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to either do that or run blocker for him. So while he's doing stuff, they're interfering with the police and creating distractions elsewhere. Kind of like Roy Harper did in the last one where Captain Lance arrested Oliver as the Green Arrow, so Roy put the green costume on.
Yeah. I want to see Roy back. What do you think Adrian Chase's reason is behind being Prometheus?
I think it's going to follow the storyline where it was Ollie killing his father.
Okay.
And they're going to play into that. Of course, they'll probably throw us a curveball. Yeah. It'll probably be connected somehow to the flashbacks.
Yes.
So it has to be.
Something to do with Russia.
But, maybe he's Adrian Chase Al Ghul.
Yeah. Or it may not even be Adrian Chase. It may be some guy taking Adrian Chase's place.
True.
And the vigilante is the real Adrian.
Yeah.
So it could be any number of things.
Yeah. That's the only thing is we do a lot of wacky plots on these shows, and they kind of can all, I mean, you can be like, well, they did this on Flash. So they're kind of taking each other's abilities to do some of these cool plot twists, because you're like, well, I already saw it on this show.
Since you brought up Harrison Wells, the scene in where Harrison and HR were arguing with each other, and he spits
Yes.
in his coffee cup.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't understand the animosity there. It's
I think
a
it's
little
brilliant,
too much. It's
'cause
overkill.
Yeah, it was to
Harry-
make them distinct. It was a little
Harry
much.
Wells and Harrison Wells, in every reality, is a genius. He knows he's a genius. Every time he's looked into it, he's been a genius.
He's mad at
And then
this
there's this
Notlin.
clown
Yeah,
with a drumstick
and his face.
and a hat.
Yeah. Ah, the
Never played the
drumsticks.
drums.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, we have to wrap up soon, but I wanted to touch real quick on Supergirl. Where have we heard this plot before? Do we like that? Do we like that Supergirl is very much mirroring modern politics, like your CNN updates on your phone?
Not so much, because there are two things that are guaranteed to cause issues.
Yes.
It's religion and politics. Yeah. Having them dramatized is one thing. Making a blatant statement about the current state of affairs, it'll kill viewers in a hurry.
You think so?
Yeah, well, we saw that with Arrow. Arrow,
that's true.
that gun episode was so badly done.
Yeah.
But I think that I don't know how producers come up with this, because you say to yourself, do we want to disenfranchise half our audience base?
Yeah.
How does that even financially make sense?
Right.
But Supergirl's out there saying, this is the show we are, so you have a choice. We will see whether or not it hurts them or helps them.
It hasn't hurt them so far, and it's been very, I think it's because it's mildly subtle. Some people may not have picked up on it yet.
They definitely were more subtle with this episode.
Yeah,
'Cause
this episode
it was
was a lot
obviously
more.
about the immigration, but
Yes.
they didn't go preachy with it. They made it more subtle, more soft, and I think that helped them. Where Arrow just went straight for the jugular and then couldn't conclude it properly.
Arrow was like, I'm telling you about gun control.
And I'm killing people with arrows.
Yeah.
The Supergirl episode did have one major saving grace that for audience and fans, is they brought Hercules in right at the end.
Right,
Or
that's-
Captain Dylan.
And Terry Hatcher.
What I want to get at, Terry Hatcher from Lois and Clark, which makes me think that they're going to also bring Dean Cain's character back next week. And then Kevin Sorbo, who is Hercules.
Yeah.
So, who watched Lois and Clark?
I never liked the show.
It was actually called the New
watched?
Adventures of Superman in England.
Really?
Yep, it wasn't
Wow.
called Lewis and Clark. I
We
didn't
learned
hear
a
that
new
till I came
thing.
over here.
Wow. Okay. I think it was called Lois and Clark: Adventures of Superman
Yeah,
here.
it was.
Okay.
What I'd like to see Kevin Sorbo's character is with a force lance from Andromeda.
Yeah.
Just randomly pull one out.
Okay.
That'll make my day. I'll watch the show forever if he does that.
I hope that they're on more than one episode. I think that'll be fun, and I love that they keep bringing back blasts from the past. Make sure you watch Arrow tonight, because we're gonna figure out more about Adrian Chase, and then Supergirl, of course, next Monday, and Riverdale tomorrow. Make sure to watch Riverdale. Love that show. All the teen stars are on that too. All the former teen stars. But I'd like to thank my guests for being here today. Make sure to check them out on the Dusk series. And we have Batman Never Dies at Devil May Care Cosplay Productions, and Red Doll, that's R-E-D-D Doll Cosplay. So make sure to look them up on Facebook and look for those live Dusk series episodes coming out this Sunday. That is all the super chatting. Oh, you got something to
We're
say?
also at Charlotte Comic Con. From
Charlotte Comic Con.
10 till 2.
When is that?
That's
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
Oh, wow, this
Best one-day show in Charlotte. And I want to, real quick, a special out to Rick and Dave. They have been totally supportive of not just our efforts, but Jonathan. They are a tremendous force of the fan community, and I can't thank
Love
them enough
Rick
for all
and
they've
Dave.
done. So
Yeah.
And they've been on the show too. We love Rick and Dave.
yeah, it was one of your highest episodes. Was Rick and Dave.
Well, there you go.
was
Get them
tracking
back
that.
on.
Yeah.
So make sure you go to Charlotte Comic Con. Check everybody out this weekend. Thank you to you guys for being here, and thanks to you for watching. And we will super chat with you next week.